Hey everyone, how's it going? In this video we're going to be talking about targets and what it means to automatically boot into a specific target. So as always, I have the web page here, and what we're going to do here is what is a target? First of all, targets are the modern flexible way systemd uses to define a specific system state or operational mode in Linux. So basically, anytime systemd starts, right, we know that's like that's the top process. Here we can see it, number one, and then everything branches out from there. Where is it? There it goes. So yeah, you can see it's number one there, and then everything pretty much branches out from there. We've talked about it before, and all that is a collection of certain files and services and different things that make up the system and like how you use it. So for example, if we do, before I even start, I did want to mention this as well. They have released RHEL 10, so I recommend everyone to download that and create a virtual machine. We can see that here. RHEL 10 now, so everything's on RHEL 10. The objectives did change a little bit with that, so that's just a quick little update there. I'll probably make a separate video on that, but today we were just going to focus on targets, but I am going to start mentioning this in the following videos just to make sure everyone's on the same page. You can still take the test for RHEL 9. I believe they go up until a certain point, what version, but if you've been studying for RHEL 9, I mean, go ahead, continue. But RHEL 10 though, it did drop off the containers from the test, so I would think it made for an easier test because the containers, if I remember correctly, I don't think I scored that many points on it. So yep. Okay, cool. And then moving on. So we talked about listing unit files, so that's the first command here. So we can do system ctl or system ctl, and then we can list, and you can always tab, right, like list, and then units, and then we can do files like this, and then we can do type like that, and you don't have to put the equal sign, you can just put target, and then it'll list all the targets here, and as you can see, there's a bunch of them here. Okay, like this. So we do have a bunch of targets, and then so there are two other commands as well that pretty much do the same thing, just in a different way. So we can like list units, type target. Oh, sorry. So this one you do have to put the equal sign. Oh, list units. Yeah. Oh my goodness. That's when you do it live here. So here we go. And then so here you can see those, and those are the currently active, recently used ones here. And then we have one more where we can just do another option here, and we can do -all, and then these are all of the ones here. Okay. Now, the most important thing. So that's how you can find them, right? Like if you need to find a specific one that a question is asking you for, that's how you would do it. You can do something like this, where you can just grep whatever. We can just say which one, multi. Let's just put multi, and then let's see if something comes up. Yeah, multi-user. So there we go, multi, like that. And that's the one that we're actually going to be switching into today. And let's say, for example, so if you need to find one, right, the question asks you, set new target to this. So what you can do, the way we do that, first of all, we need to see which is our current one, right? So I always recommend switching to root here, because we should be working from there. We don't want to have to be putting in sudo or messing with any users or anything like that, especially at an exam. And in a real life system, there would always be a set user for doing elevated commands, but in this test environment, we'll switch. Okay. So we're gonna do here, not set, sorry. We're gonna do get default like this, right? You don't have to put anything. And then, so you can see this is the graphical, right? Because this graphical here, and I'll just, let me see if I can minimize this. So this is the graphical here. You can see we got a desktop. We have here what is it, the GNOME desktop here. And so it brings in all the files and services that we need to run this like whole desktop environment, right? But if we want to change that, right, we have here, we want to change that. All we have to do is go back here. So we can go here, just change this to set like that, right? And then even if you double tab, it'll give you a bunch of options, right? So be careful there. And so the one we want to do is the one that's called multi-user here, like this. Set multi-user. See, it changes there, the sim links. We talked about symbolic links here in another video. So there you go. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to reboot the system, and you'll see how we go from this desktop environment to a different one. Okay. So we're going to go here, reboot. It's going to reboot here. And I'll just leave it here that we can see it. Should be quick. Yep. Okay. And then see, you can see here, really small, we have a terminal, right? And don't be afraid if this is the first time you've seen this kind of terminal. If you have users on the account, so we can log in with the users that we have. So for example, we can do learner like this, and we'll just put the password in like that. And then we're logged in as learner. We can also log out, Control D, and then we can log in as root on this screen, right? So that's the difference there. And then here, yep, and then so there we go. So it's pretty much the same thing as our terminal. I'm in the root directory right now. So so we can run the same command. I know it's really small, but we can run that same command, right? We can do system ctl. We can get default like that, and it's going to be multi-user. If you can see that there, it's really small. I wonder if I can't zoom that in. So what now we're going to do is we're going to change it back to graphical. So we're going to just set it, and then we're going to put graphical in here. And again, you can double tab here. Let's say if you need to find them, like you'd be like, oh, which one is it? You can even do different ones. So like we're going to talk about emergency target and other targets, because they provide an even more minimal environment as well. If you having trouble with the system and you want to figure out what service or what there's like a unit file that's causing a problem or something like that. So we can go back to graphical target like this. We just go systemctl, set default graphical target like that. We change those symlinks again. And then since we're root, we can just reboot like that. Okay. And then, yep, it's going to go to this screen. And we just wait a few seconds. And then, yep, brings back that target there. So we're good. We can log back in like that. All right, and there we go. Yeah, not registered. We're not worried about that. And then here we can zoom in again, and then again we can just see that we can get that systemctl get default here, graphical target. Okay. And so on the bottom of the web page, I did put some targets that are commonly referred and mentioned throughout the books that I've read. So yeah, just take that as a reference, and you might want to explore some of that stuff if you want to there. Okay, but for what we're talking about with the objective, where it's just booting into specific targets automatically, that's how you set the default there. That way it's automatically set, and once you reboot, it's gonna pick up that new setting and that symbolic link, and you should be good to go. All right, thank you.